Last but not least is lipstick. No, that is not it. Brow in the Elf applicator. That's not English. Hello my beautiful babes, what is up? It's Brandi. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here, and if you are new, welcome. You guys, I've been promising this video for quite some time, and today is finally the day. I am giving away all my secrets to my updated everyday makeup routine. No creasing, no cakiness, flawless base, and it lasts 4 hours. And when I mean hours, I truly mean it. So if you want to know all my little secrets, then you should definitely keep on watching. Just zooming you guys in a little bit, because the first thing I like to do is my brows. I like to get that over and done with. I don't know why I'm still holding this. You guys know how much I love doing the soap brows, and I really enjoy the e.l.f. brow lift. And even though it works pretty well, I don't know, it's just doesn't last as long as I was hoping. What usually happens is the brow starts falling apart right in the front, and it looks weird. It doesn't look right. I don't want to have to worry about my brows throughout the day, so my new favorite everyday brow routine starts off with the Got to Be Glued. This is the one for hair. They also make one specifically for eyebrows, but I just find it easier to spend my money on this, but you do what you want. And just taking a clean spoolie, dunking that right in, getting rid of the excess. And the trick that I like to do is first start off with my good brow, which is this side, believe it or not. I just like this shape a little bit more. So I begin by pushing all the product in the opposite way to make sure all of the hairs are coated, and once that's done, I'll start brushing it up and out. Definitely have to fiddle things out a little bit more faster. And what I like to do is use my finger to lightly press some of it down. Then I like to go in with the e.l.f. applicator and use the flat side, push the brow hairs down, and I'll also get rid of that extra product that we don't want. If I need to, I'll go back in with the spoolie to fix the edges. So if you definitely want something that is gonna work no matter what, Got to Be Glued. There's usually one brow that I have to add a little bit more product to. It's usually this one. Why, I don't know. And when I say a little bit, I probably take a lot more than a little bit, but I mean, if your brow hairs are as stubborn as mine, you gotta do what you need to do. And before I started my brows, I did my serums, let my face get all moisturized, letting it sink in before I just immediately put foundation and all the other lovely crap that's just gonna cover this face, basically. To actually fill in my brows, I go with my holy grail, and that is the Benefit Cosmetics Powmade Brow Pomade. This is in the shade 3.5, aka Neutral Medium Brown. And this stuff, when I tell you a little bit goes a long way, I mean that so much. And I'm just using this brush that I got off of Amazon. I really love this because it's incredibly thin. It is by, oh, I cannot pronounce this, the EigShow. So I'm just taking a little bit of that product. Whatever excess is there, I'm just lightly wiping on the side and just slightly doing some shadowing, filling in the sparse areas. I don't do hair-like strokes because for some reason, even with the thinnest brush, no matter how hard I try to do little hair-like strokes, it never works out. Lightly fading that into the inner part, make it look a little bit more fuller. One of the best advices I ever heard when doing makeup is brows are going to be sisters, not twins. That's my motto with doing eyeshadow, eyeliner, brows. That rule of thumb goes a long way, let me tell you. Once the shading's done and I can actually see the brow structure, it's time to add those real-like feather strokes, and this is my best friend for that. Highly recommend this. It's so inexpensive. This is from Milani. It's the Weekend Brow Eyebrow Tint Pen. I can't tell what shade this is in. I believe it's Espresso, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, and I don't know why I'm like flicking it and holding it so oddly. I haven't been getting much sleep. Please ignore me. I'm going to start with this side and ever so slightly doing hair-like strokes throughout the brow, even where it's already a little bit thicker just so it blends nicely with my real hair. The trick is to not put a whole lot of pressure on it, I will say that. The less pressure, the better. Oh my goodness, my mom scared the crap out of me. How is this already on 2? I just charged this. Well, actually no, I tried to film the other day, it didn't work out, so there's that. Anyway, I like to go in with the Milk Hydro Grip. You obviously don't have to buy this because it is a little bit hefty. This is a mini. That's the only reason why I bought it, to try it out, to make sure that I liked it. But they also have a dupe from e.l.f., so definitely get that because it's a whole lot cheaper. Hello. Don't go be wasting your money with extra things. If you can get it cheaper and it works just as well, do that. But by all means, if you can afford it, do it too. As you can see, this bad boy is basically gone. Ah! Oh no, I gotta shake it. I like to begin with this one. I think this is it for my primer. I was just at the store. Oh my god, the noise. Ugh. So this is deaded. Whatever little bit I have left, I'm gonna try to put that throughout my face. Everywhere but my T-zone. Because my T-zone, I want to make sure that it's nice and poreless. Besides like my forehead, that I'll do a little bit of the Hydro Grip. For my T-zone, I like to go in with my e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. My best friend, I think I've been using this for about 2 years now. Not this one in particular, obviously, but you know, the product in general. Then for the third primer, I actually go in with some eyeshadow. This is by Milani, and I take this underneath my eyes because I do have a little bit of creasing, so this helps prevent that. Not only under my eyes, but also my smile lines right over here. I usually like to use the eyeshadow primer first and then take a little bit of the primer and go over it, just because I feel like it just smooths out the eyeshadow primer, and because of that there's not a clear distinction between where I put where I put the eyeshadow primer and just regular primer throughout my face. Next, I like to go in with a little bit of color corrector. This ranges depending on my face. I have yellow, orange, and green, but I usually go in with the yellow a little bit underneath my eyes. And I feel like this works best if I use my fingers and lightly tap to blend this out. And for me, I like to keep it mostly in the inner corners because that's where it's the darkest for me. I'm just going to stick with the yellow, go over a few little uh-oh areas. Can you believe that January is already almost over? What the heck? It's the 17th for me. By the time I post this, it's probably the week after. I don't know. But where does the time go? Where does it go? But seriously, I want to know how you guys are doing with the new year. Some people are thriving, it seems like, and other people are already over it and want another new year. Which I feel that. I do. Wholeheartedly. I've been there before. Not only do I want my makeup to last long, but I want to have a flawless base, no pores whatsoever. So I like to go in with my translucent setting powder. You can use whatever powder you want. This is from JSC. I believe this is the Luminous one. And just taking a very tiny little bit, placing this all over my face, but staying away from underneath my eyes. This. Ugh. Why do I struggle to close this sometimes? And it's not difficult. I just struggle. My lips are driving me insane. They feel so stinking chapped, so I'm just gonna quickly use some lipstick. Not lipstick, chapstick to hydrate my lips. This has a little bit of tint, as you guys can see. This is Cowboy Kiss from JSC. I really like this. It's cute. I have sensitive skin and I break out pretty easily, so this bad boy I've been using for a very long time. It's been my holy grail ever since, I would say, high school. So what is that? 8 years I've been using this product. There's nothing else I recommend more than this. So I'm gonna go in with this brush from It Cosmetics, and I'm just using the shade Ivory, which is 115. I like to start off with a little bit. Lightly tap that all over. That's not enough. I use a little bit, but that is just not enough. And another trick that I like to do to prevent creasing where I normally would crease, don't use a lot of product there. I don't like to use a whole bunch around my smile lines. I stay away from underneath my eyes except for concealer. I love when I look at the camera, my face and my body don't necessarily match, but if I turn to the side, it does. I don't get that, but whatever. I look like a ghost right now. And I think because the chapstick really is making my lips even darker and more like pronounced, it just makes the foundation look a whole lot whiter. I'm gonna go in with some setting spray. My go-to and holy grail, hands down, is the Milani Make It Last setting spray. I got this, I don't even remember when. I think I got it for free with my Ulta points, if I remember correctly. And I don't hate it, but it's not my favorite. And since there's only a little bit left, I just want to get rid of it, in all honesty. So I'm going to take my beauty blender. This probably would work better with a wet one, but I'm just too lazy, let's be honest. And I'm just going to drench the setting spray on the beauty blender and just lightly tap all over. Doing this helps lock the foundation in place. Not only that, but it'll pick up the excess product. All these makeup brushes are just my face, and they need to be cleaned. They are dirty. That's another goal that I have to do before the week is up. One of the things that I've learned in making my makeup last longer is creams. Creams are your best friend. They help map out your face. They blend really easily. And even if the powder lightly fades away throughout the day, you still have that nice base underneath. So I'm going to begin with the LA Girl Pro Conceal. This is in the shade Toast. I like to start off in sections. Lightly tap, blend it out a little bit, and then I'll go and do little circular motions. And the main reason why I like to do it in sections like this is because, in my personal experience, if I were to outline my entire face how I used to do it, by the time I would get to like the side or on top of my forehead, you would see the lines still, no matter how hard I would buff the makeup into my skin. I definitely took way too much. Well, today's just gonna be a long day, it seems. I was about to move on to blush. I completely forgot about my nose. That's amazing. Moving right along to concealer, I'm taking my best friend in the entire world, which is the JSC Magic Star Concealer in the shade, I believe, C13. Using a little bit of a beauty blender to blend this out. Moving right along to blush, this is the ColourPop Growth Flirt, my favorite shade of all freaking time. Just taking a little bit and lightly tapping that on my face. Oh, so pretty. I cannot wait to use the new Bling brushes. Oh, I'm so excited. I really wanted to try it today, but I decided not to because I've been promising you guys my updated makeup routine for such a long time, and I said, you know what? We're not going to just keep promising and promising and then do other things and eventually get to it, and then before you know it, the year is up, we never got to it. It's going to be one of the first things that I do, and look at me. Active decision to finally do it. Also, I just like to take my blush and put it all over the center of my face and a little bit on my nose. I like to go in with a little bit of my ColourPop Freckle Pen. This is in the shade Soft Brown. I definitely went a little bit too ham and lightly get those little freckles that I have on the side. Bring them a little bit more to life. Also adding extras that I clearly don't have. To make them look more realistic, I like going in with my finger to lightly blend it out. And then also, usually whatever is left on your finger, it can also add a little bit of faded ones throughout your face. I love that. I honestly can't remember if I had mentioned this before, but for a while I was going back to my Tarte Tarteist Pro Glow to Go palette for my powder contour. I'll never forget when I first got this. I used this so much, and then I branched out to other products, and somehow I found my way back to this. I do love it, but for some reason I feel like it's just a little bit too dark for me, and I just don't understand that because I used it when I was this pale the first time and many times after that, so I don't know why I feel like that. I feel like this just works better if I have a little bit more of a tan. So lately I've been going back to my other holy grail, which is the Essence Sun Club Luminous Bronzing Powder. Such a long name. But this is in the shade 20 Sunkissed in California. I don't know. Medium tone. That's all you need to know. I really want to try the Physicians formula because so many people rave about that. I think I missed a word. So many people rave about that. You think after 3 years of being a you would think after 3 years of being a content creator that I would just get better. Maybe a little bit in some areas, but I'm still my clumsy self, and that will probably never change. Don't want to forget about your jaw. I can't tell you how many times I've forgotten about my jaw. Don't do that. I love how I have 2 blush brushes for creams, and I really shouldn't. I usually have 1, so I don't understand why I have 2. I probably missed it the first time, and I ended up with the second one. And I wonder why I have so many dirty makeup brushes. Now, for blush, I'm going to go in with my Sigma Blush Cheek Palette and mix the shades Pet Name as well as Pinkin. I would say about 2 little dunks in here and 1 in the other. Ooh, my hair. That's a lot, but it's okay. I also like to put it on my forehead, my temples, and it's a lot, I know. But then, whatever is left on here, I like to lightly sweep under my eyes. Nothing too crazy, just a little bit. You see what just happened? It went from being extremely bright to now being nice and balanced. And that is the gold. The blush is a little bit intense, so I'm going to buff it out just a little bit. Now for underneath my eyes, I've found my way back to this beauty, which is the Dragun Beauty. I think it's the Transformation Face Powder. I like to mix both of these shades together and place that underneath my eye, because even though we lightly put a little bit of blush under there, it's not a real setting powder. So I just like putting this underneath to prevent any creasing, as well as dragging it down just a little bit to blend the blush with the under eye. Like that. And to set everywhere else, I'm just going to take my powder from before, from JSC. And sometimes, very rarely, but sometimes I will even take a little bit and put it all over the blush and the contour if I feel like it might be just a little bit intense. I feel like adding the translucent setting powder just helps blend it even more together, but that's very rare. Usually I just do this. Moving right along to highlight, I've been loving this combo right over here. This one is from Morphe. It is the shade Spark, and then this one is the Revlon Skin Lights Prismatic Highlighter in the shade Twilight Gleam. I'm just gonna take this highlighting brush from, what is this? Real Techniques, I believe. Do a little swirly swirl, tap off the excess, put this on first. Like, oh, look how beautiful that is. Now, if you have a round face, like myself, a little thing that I like to do is connect my highlight on the face to my brow bone. I just feel like it just complements my bone structure so much more in photos than taking the Morphe, lightly putting that on top. That's pretty much it for the base. When it comes to the eyes, it is the most simplest thing you ever saw. It's maybe about 3 shades, if that. To prime my eyes, I like to go back in with my concealer just because it saves me money and it works just as well. I'm hungry. I need a snack. Speaking of snacks, can I just tell you my 2 obsessions lately? It is the Quaker's granola bar, but the s'mores. Oh, it's so good. And then another thing I've been loving is the it's not goldfish. Why do I keep saying goldfish? No, it is goldfish. Ah! Oh my goodness, my brain. What the freaky dink? I told you this is what COVID did to me. Me at its finest. Anyway, the other snack I've been loving so much is the goldfish s'mores. If you guys never had that before, please stop what you're doing, run to the store and get them. They are so delicious. And the only reason how I came across them is because one day I was reminiscing, thinking back on my childhood, you know, not focusing on the trauma. but thinking about like the snacks. And I remember, I think Ritz had them for a little bit, but they had like the s'more sandwiches, and I was like, oh my gosh, I remember that, I want them. And of course they didn't have it, but then that's how I came across the goldfish s'mores, and they are just as good. So good that it made my voice crack. Mr. Poopers! Do you want to say hi to the beautiful people of the world? Come here, you haven't said hi in forever. Come on, say hi to the people. Meow meow. This boy is 3 years old. Do you remember when you guys first met him? I know you just want to be down. I respect that. But people want to see you. People could just be here to see you guys and not give a crap about me. There are people like that, and that's okay. Hey, I choose you over me half the time too. Let's be honest. Whenever I do my everyday makeup, I always go to these two products every single time. And if you guys are everyday neutral type of gals who don't really like to dip into color, these two products are definitely for you. Some of you guys probably already know their names, but they are the Mini Orgy as well as the Big Orgy Palettes. If you guys never heard of JSC, the names are probably like, what did you just say? But yes, the Big Daddy over here, which is called the Orgy, has such a beautiful array of shades. No, this is not sponsored, I wish, but I love this brand so much. I will rave about them forever, just like my Bling brushes. And the mini one right over here is just all shimmers, a little bit of pop of color, all very neutral tone friendly. I love this so much. My favorite one, the middle one right over there, which is called Frozen Fire. Now, do you have to do this? Absolutely not. I just find this works best for me, and that is setting my eyes in place to prevent any creasing. So I like to go in with Silk Robe and a tiny bit of Gender Fluid, and only a little bit because I am paler than usual. So if I take too much Gender Fluid, it's just gonna be too dark for me. If you are looking for everyday makeup brushes that don't cost a hefty penny, please try out ColourPop or e.l.f. makeup brushes. They are absolutely amazing, perfect if you have sensitive eyes like myself. I use these all the time for my everyday makeup, no matter what. The face brushes, the eye brushes, they are all so good. My personal favorite though right now is the ColourPop, just because I've been feeling more of this beautiful neutral tone. Just like, look how beautiful this is, the rose gold. It just speaks to me. Not that the e.l.f. isn't beautiful, but I mean, this is just more me. But that's just like an aesthetic thing. But performance wise, they both are absolutely amazing. Now moving along to the crease, I'm going to take a little bit of the shade right over here, which is Top and Better Floor. Very, very little, and place this throughout my crease. And since I have hooded eyes, I also want to put this in the upper crease as well. To make sure everything is blended together, I'm going to take Gender Fluid again and put that over the shades I just placed. It just made everything blend together. It's just, oh, I love it so much. Everyday makeup, I put little effort into my eyes as much as possible. I usually want something to be fast and simple, and I really just want to embrace my natural features and not really go all crazy, you know? Every once in a while I might do a little something else, but for the most part, that's basically it. For underneath my eyes, I'm going to take Top and Safe Sex, and I just really want my eyes to pop underneath. As you can see, the top is a lot more warm tone than the bottom, so just to kind of balance the two out, I'm going to go back into Gender Fluid, put that right over to blend them out like so. Voila. That's... Holy! Oh my goodness. That scared the crap out of me. She responded. Why did you respond, Alexa? What are you saying? Why did you go on? Hola! Why are you not doing it again? Hola! You know what? Forget this. I don't know what possessed her to respond, because I just tried right now and it's not working. So that was an experience. As you guys saw, I barely used any eyeshadow on my eyes, but that's where this bad boy comes in. This makes it look like I put a lot more effort into my makeup than I did. So I like to take Champagne Drip as well as Gagging, mix those two shades together and place this all over my lid. I like to start off very slow, and if I feel like I need to add a little bit more, then I will. And I also might go back in with the brush from before just to make sure they're blending together beautifully. I love how I'm doing my makeup just to feed the outside cats. Oh, see, I knew I should have done this video when I was actually going out, but I was just too lazy. The lack of sleep I've been getting is unreal. I don't know what it is. For the inner corner, I'm going to take a little bit of my setting spray and this angled liner brush from ColourPop and take the shade Glass Wet, which is the lightest shade in this palette. I don't like putting too much in the inner corner just because it's supposed to be more of a natural look. And I also like to flick the inner corner shade onto the lid just so it blends together. It's like more cohesive. Oh, I also don't know why I held my face like that. Oh my goodness. Last but not least, going back into the Revlon and Morphe highlighters. Using that for the brow bone, making sure I connect it to my face highlight. The type of mascara I use depends on the day. If I'm just going to a family event, then I'll just go in with my Josie Maran or my Jeffree Star F-Proof mascara. Since I'm getting ready to literally go absolutely nowhere, I'm just going to use my F-Proof. Usually I like to curl my lashes, but if I'm putting falsies on... Alexa, stop. Sorry. I didn't do what I was supposed to do the first alarm, so I set it for again and I completely forgot. What was I saying? Yes, I don't always curl my lashes when I do my falsies, just because when I do, it's trying to glue them together. It's not as easy. While my mascara is drying, I'm going to move on to some eyeliner. This is by ColourPop in the shade Woodsy. I love this so stinking much. It is gorgeous. And I'm just placing this in my waterline. I think I'm just going to do my everyday natural look and not do a wing liner. I'm not feeling it today. By the way, I found my Weirdo lip liner, and you want to know where I found it? Right in the lip drawer where it's supposed to be. But how many times did you hear me say, where the heck is it? I can't find it. And then it just oh so magically appeared one day. And I keep my makeup so organized. And it's not like I have a whole bunch either. So how on earth did I miss this? I'm really trying to understand, like, how. I have absolutely no idea how that happened, but anyway, with this, I'm going to lightly tug on my lashes and put this in my tight line. Yes, I said it was a lip liner, but this is also eye safe, hence why I'm putting it in my eye. Well, not in my eye, but by my eye, you know. I have a genuine question. For those of you who put liner in the in the tight line, is one side a lot more ticklish than the other? Because that's what I feel like it is for me. I don't know if it's just me in general that feels that way, or if others are like that too. I don't know. If you are, please let me know. For lip liner, I'm going to grab my Dragun Beauty in 2.0 CC. I like to start off with doing my bottom lip first. I don't like to go crazy with overlining. Well, at least most days I don't. Once that's done, I'm going to move right along to lipstick. I haven't used this shade in a very long time, and that is the JSC Velour lip. I can't remember what this is called. Oh my gosh. This is in the shade Christmas Cookie, and I believe this is the Velour liquid lipstick. I run it on empty, so whatever is left in here, I'm gonna put that all over my lips. And oh gosh, I just missed and got my finger. I was really trying to figure out if I wanted falsies or not, and since I didn't curl my lashes, I probably should do the falsies. I've been wearing falsies a little bit too much lately. This is my favorite lash glue of all time. This is the Duo Brush On Adhesive with vitamins. This is the only one that doesn't irritate my eyes, and I can't remember if this was the left or right eye, so we're just gonna wing it. But while it's drying, I like to bend it back and forth like this just to give it some shape. I realized that I forgot to mention one other Christmas gift. And I knew it was gonna happen. It was just another cat blanket. I was like, oh, I got a lot of cat things. And I was looking back and I was like, I see only 2 things of cats. And then I forgot about that one. You know what? They are sisters. They are not twins. So this is as good as it's gonna get. And I'm not gonna keep messing with it. This look can't be complete without some lip gloss. This is my all-time favorite. It smells so good. It is the JSC V-Gloss Shane Glossin. Unfortunately, they don't make this anymore. And I'm very heartbroken about it. I really am. I just love the way it smells. Like Diet Root Beer. It's so good. But my favorite part is that it makes my lips look extremely juicy. There we go. Oh, look at that. Gorgeous. Alright, let me figure out what I'm doing with my hair and put my cardigan on. So there you guys have it, my updated everyday makeup routine. I love it so much. It lasts 4 hours. I was literally at a bar for, I would say, maybe 5+ hours. How that happened, don't ask me. It was open till 3 a.m. I didn't expect to stay that long, and I did. And poof, I was there for like 7 hours. It lasted that long. It even lasts longer than 7 hours. This base is the base for me. I love it so much. There's no creasing, no cakiness. My favorite part, hands down, is the brows. Just because I can make as many facial expressions as I want, and they are not budging a single bit. I can sleep with this product in my hair, and I will wake up and they will stay in place. That's what I want in my brows. I don't want to have to question them. So if you guys have stubborn brow hairs like myself, out of all the tips and tricks that I gave you today, please try that one. It will change your brow game forever. But yeah, you guys, that is basically it for today's video. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, please don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, as well as hang the notification bell. As always, all the products that I mentioned today will be linked down below in the description box. I love you guys so, so much, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye, guys.